All right. Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you with open arms this morning and great excitement to Art is a major thank you to the Hoboken Public Library for allowing us to have these hybrid art classes so that folks at home, as well as folks here in person, can really have this wonderful experience about an artist. I want to remind folks at home, please, to mute.
Sorry.
Quite all right. We have this wonderful experience of being able to create at home and also here in person at the beautiful Hoboken Public Library. Aren't too many people who have this opportunity to learn and do art in such a free and open way. Those of you who are here on YouTube and on Zoom, welcome to you, as well as those of you who are here in person. Today is our final art class in May, and it is the final lesson we will have celebrating the great contributions of the Asian American, Pacific Islander American, and Hawaiian Islander American people to the culture of the United States of America. Today, we are looking at an artist who was born in the Philippines on October 5th, 1946. I believe her name is pronounced Pachita Barsana Abad. And her heritage is Ivatan and Filipino. I believe that Ivatan is the tribal group that her ancestors were from. Indigenous people? I believe so, yes. She was a traveler. She traveled all over the world. She took undergraduate studies in the United States and Spain. She's exhibited her work in over 200 museums, galleries, and other venues. She's had 75 solo shows around the world, and her work is now in public, corporate, and private art collections in over 70 countries. So I'm going to start by sharing a slideshow of her work with you. I'll start by saying her work is unbelievably colorful. I think that color is one of the most important things in her work. Let's see if you agree with me. We're going to go to share screen. And I'm now going to make this bigger. Everyone able to see? Those of you at home, if someone could give me a thumbs up.
Yes, we can see.
Thank you, Dina. Right. We're going to go into the play mode. So she was born in an area of the Philippines. I'm probably not pronouncing this correctly, but called Batans or Batanes. She was born to a local political family. It is the smallest province in the Philippines with a lone congressional district. She was the fifth of 13 children. Yeah, so a lot of kids in this family. Her father represented this district for 5 non-consecutive terms in the Congress of the Philippines. Her mother served for 1 term in the same elected position as her husband was appointed Secretary of Public Works. The Abad family moved from Bataan to Manila at the end of her father's first term, and there she attended high school and graduated from the University of the Philippines with a Bachelor's of Art in Political Science. in 1968, at which time she began graduate studies in law at the same university. This first picture we're looking at, we're going to talk a little bit more about later. It is part of a series of masks, paintings of masks that she created after her travels and studies throughout Asia. And I'm going to talk about why she traveled through Asia later in our discussion of her life. She was fascinated by the traditional peoples of each country that she visited, and she tried to learn more and more about their ways of life, their culture, and their aesthetic in each country and each region of the country that she visited. She also loved fabric, and she would create paintings using a technique called trapunto. Those of you who've worked with me for a long time may recognize this term. Trapunto is a type of fabric art in which fabric is stitched onto the canvas and then stuffed. So, for example, there may be small shapes that are cut out and stitched onto the canvas and then stuffed and filled so that they are three-dimensional and stick out or project from the flat surface of the canvas. I don't think this is a trapunto work. I think this is a flat painting. And I do know it is part of this series of masks that she painted for several years. While she was at this law school, she became part of a huge student organizing and demonstration protesting movement. They were protesting the brutal tactics of the government at that time in the Philippines, particularly in Bataan. And she became very involved, personally involved in the political movement at that time in the Philippines. Because of her political actions, she kind of became a target of then President Ferdinand Marcos. She drew national media attention to herself and her family, and the family home became a target of violence. And it was, they became a victim of a gun violence attack one evening. Because of that, her family got worried and they encouraged her to travel to another country, at which point she went to Spain. In 1970, at this point, on the way to Europe, she stopped in San Francisco to visit an aunt and decided to stay in the United States instead. I don't know if this painting was made at that particular time, but it seemed to fit in the narrative of her life. Obviously, this is the Statue of Liberty. I believe this is a self-portrait. Interestingly enough, I have a Pakistani friend who is also an artist, and she has done multiple paintings of the Statue of Liberty in Pakistani attire that are also, to me, very wonderful images of what immigrant life in the US might feel like. So while she lived in San Francisco, she had two jobs. She worked as a secretary during the day and a seamstress at night. And at that point, she started in a graduate program, hi Daniel, in Asian history at Lone Mountain College. In 1973, she completed a doctoral dissertation on the role of Emilio Aguinaldo in the acquisition of the Philippines by the United States from Spain in 1898. She received her master's in 1973 and was offered a scholarship. This is pretty incredible. She must have been a very smart woman. She was offered a full scholarship to attend the Bolt Law School at the University of California, Berkeley. Morning tomorrow. Abad instead decided to not enroll because she had met a Stanford graduate student named Jack Garrity. And those two people, she and Garrity, traveled across Asia for a year, including a 2-month stay in the Philippines. So this was the beginning of a nomadic life for her. She loved painting landscapes and still lifes. Those of you who are here in person, this really became very blurry. I had no idea it was going to be so difficult to look up at enlarged like this. Folks at home, it's probably better visually for you. But in her early years, this is what she was most famous for, most well known for, these kinds of more realistic images of landscapes and still lifes. Very typical of her early work. So she stopped with the law school scholarship and started painting. After their travels in Asia, they moved to Washington, D.C., and then to New York City, where Abad started having formal art training at the Corcoran School in D.C. and then at the Art Students League in New York City. At the Art Students League, she concentrated, like I just mentioned, on still life and figurative painting under two artists I never heard of, John Helliker and Robert Beverly Hale. She liked dots. Look at all the incredible texture in this. Remember that her first love was fabric. One of her first loves. This has a very tactile, fabric-y feel to it, but this is a painting. Let's move on. This is kind of hurting my eyes. This is very typical of her later work. As she got older, her work became more and more abstract, still extremely colorful. And again, she loved this kind of dot textural effects. I'm inserting here, we're going backwards to 1971. When she first moved to San Francisco, she married an artist named George Kleinman. The marriage didn't last very long because she met this guy, Garrity, at a World Affairs conference in Monterey, and then they traveled across Asia. She and Garrity stayed together for quite a while. He was an economist, and they traveled to over 60 countries because of his work. I have no idea. She became a US citizen in 1994. From 1978 to 1980, she traveled with Garrity to Bangladesh, Sudan, and Thailand. And during this time, like I briefly mentioned earlier, she learned about the indigenous art techniques and traditions of the people who lived there. She worked with refugees in refugee camps, and these experiences informed her work as an artist. In Thailand, it was very important to her to work with and see what the crisis there was doing to refugees. And of course, at this time, it was during the Cambodian-Vietnamese War. So the effects on people were extreme. And this really influenced her work. Okay. So this is where she started looking at the masks of the tribal people. And she started working on the mask series that I showed in the first slide. She sketched, she took photographs, she worked with journalists as well as the relief administrators. And she painted 24 portraits of Kampuchea, also known as the Cambodian Refugee Series. When they came back from 80 to 82, they lived in Boston. And this is where she started the Masks and Spirits series, and she started doing her first trapunto paintings. Again, the trapunto paintings are the ones where she stitched and stuffed fabric directly onto the canvas. So here are two more of the mask pieces that she did. She painted these, but she also made tapestries of these. Again, she loved working with fabric as well as with paint. She sometimes did collage work as well, cutting and gluing the fabric as well as paper to her work. In '82, they moved to Manila. Garrity worked for the Asian Development Bank, and Abad continued with her art. She held two major solo exhibitions in '84. In '86, they moved back to Washington, D.C. because Garrity worked for the World Bank. These are quite large. So she created enormous banner-sized pieces that would go from the floor to the ceiling of the gallery or museum space where she exhibited her work. Thoughts, feelings, ideas, like, dislike? Yes. Yep. It does. When you look at it, you might think African first. Yep. But she was influenced by Asian tradition. If you've ever been to Indonesia or Thailand, this is very similar to the kinds of carvings.
Yeah, Thailand, I was reminded of.
Yeah, so Mara has spent quite a bit of time there.
She is an amazing woman.
I mean, what a life. It's incredible. So her early paintings were primarily figurative, socio-political works of people and these primitive masks. She did large paintings of underwater scenes, tropical flowers, and animal wildlife. Her most extensive body of work are her vibrant, colorful abstracts. And these are very large-scale canvases. But she also did a number of small collages with bits of paper, bark, metal, ceramics, and glass. She created over 4,500 artworks. She painted a 55-meter-long bridge in Singapore. I've been to Singapore. I wish I'd known about it so I could have seen it. Covered it with 2,350 multicolored circles just a few months before she died. She was born 1946. So she would have been 2 years older than me. Here's a close-up of her self-portrait as the Statue of Liberty. I love this. In 1984, she was awarded the TOYM Award for Art. TOYM stands for 10 Outstanding Young Men, and the award has always been given to men. And of course, it created huge outrage in the Philippines by all the male artists, because for the previous 25 years before she received the award in 1984, it was only given to men. So they were a tiny bit upset for good reason. And in her acceptance speech, she said, "It was long overdue that Filipina women were recognized, as the Philippines was full of outstanding women." and referred proudly to her mother. So that was one of the great honors of her life. This is one of her underwater scenes. Again, it's a digital enlargement and it's difficult to see, but there are a lot of tropical fish and different shaped corals in this picture. I find it very beautiful. I hope you do.
It's lovely. I like the tiger stripe.
Yeah. If you've ever done snorkeling, they are one of my favorites too. If you've ever seen them actually in the coral, they really are a standout fish. After a 3-year battle with lung cancer, Abad died in Singapore on December 7th, 2004. She is buried in Bataan. This is a close-up of the Statue of Liberty piece as well, or maybe not, because this is definitely a fabric. Yeah, I don't think this is, it is a close-up of one of her works, but this looks like one of her trapunto or quilts pieces.
How do you spell Tapunto? T-A-P-U-N-T-O?
Trapunto is, I'll put it in the chat. It's
Okay.
Trapunto.
Okay, thanks.
It's something that I did in graduate school. I have not done it in quite a while. In fact, no, I had a solo show at Cirrus that I had some trapunto also. So again, it's where the fabric is stitched onto the canvas and then stuffed so that it sticks out. It makes the canvas three-dimensional.
Really?
It's a form of quilting, yes. On July 31st, 2020, Abad was commemorated with a Google Doodle. In 2023, the first major retrospective of Abad was held, and the exhibition opened at the Walker Art Center in Minneapolis. It traveled to San Francisco Museum of Art and then went to MoMA PS1 in New York and on to the Art Gallery of Ontario and Toronto. It was the largest museum exhibit in the United States devoted to an Asian American female artist at that time. So here you can see the influence of Thai and Indonesian. This looks like an Indonesian shadow puppet. And a final quote from Abad. I always see the world through color, ta-da, although my vision, perspective, and paintings are constantly influenced by new ideas and changing environments. I feel like I am an ambassador of colors. Love that. I feel like I am an ambassador of colors, always projecting a positive mood that helps make the world smile. And these are the kinds of paintings that she concentrated on at the end of her life. These circular compositions, very much like the European artist Kandinsky and Kusama, who we've talked about a lot, Yayoi Kusama, the Japanese artist. I love this painting. I could look at this all day. In fact, it will be the image that I'm gonna, or one similar to it that I will put up for us to look at when we're doing our work today. I think it may be the final slide. Yes. All right, so for today, I always forget to do the stop share first, but it's okay. For today, I want you to have fun with color. That is our main objective today. You can do a picture that is about something. You can create a mini still life with things you might have in your bag that you are going to draw first lightly in pencil and then paint. Or those of you who are here, I have acrylic paint, I have soft pastels, I have oil pastels. Those of you at home, you can use any colored media that you have, but today I'm going to insist, I want you to work in color, the brightest colors that you have available to you. If you have no paints or no crayons or no colored media, look in your food pantry. You can use food dye, you can use ketchup. Have fun with color. If you don't want to use liquids, you could do collage today. You could create images of animals like Abad has done in her work. You could do the circle motifs. You could go completely abstract. This is one of those classes where I want you to go wild, but mainly focus on color. Any questions? I know this is hard for some because you don't like these open-ended instructions, but I think you're going to enjoy. Are we good to go? I'm going to put the word trapunto in the box for everyone to see, and then I'm going to put an image of Abad's work on the screen for those of you who might want to copy one of her paintings. That is a brilliant way to learn and improve your skills by copying other people's art. Did we like her work? Yeah, I love her work. Why, Eileen? Can you put it into words?
He just had so many ways of different kinds of ways of showing color. She has masks and she has so many different interests.
Yes. I mean, she started out in political science, then went to law school, then started traveling and decided she wanted to learn about people, different people and their culture. And then she translated communicating that information into art. I mean, what a life.
Yes.
Lucky that
The fact that she's so interested in the indigenous people of every country.
Place she went.
It's like, wow.
And lucky her that she met the guy who ran the World Bank.
Yeah.
So she had the money and the wherewithal to travel all over the world. Yeah.
In all ways.
Yeah, she was smart in all ways. Does not seem to have had any children, so she had nothing to tie her down. All right, let's also be smart today and have fun with color. Folks who are here, get set up and I will be around to help. Folks at home, any comments or questions while I look for a picture to share? Eileen walked in today saying art is good for her soul. Let's be good to our souls today. Sorry, Stephanie, did you have something to share? I feel like I cut you off, Stephanie.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Thanks.
good. I think this is a different circle picture. Yeah. This one, the circle, this one really reminds me of Kandinsky, who is one of my all-time favorites. Oh, I forgot to open it. Duh. I'll be right there, Eileen. So folks at home, I hope you can see this image. So this is one of her pieces on which she's used stitching. You can see they're actually literally threads. They're little mirrors as well.
It reminds me of the Aboriginal paintings.
It does, although it's much more colorful than most Aboriginal art. Or at least, let's put it this way, there's a whole lot more variation in the color. A larger palette. It reminds me of Indian fabric and the elephant blankets with the tiny mirrors. So you can think circular if you like. And for those of you who are already wondering what we're going to do in June, we're moving up on LGBTQ plus Pride Month. I'm really thrilled and excited about the artist lineup that we have coming up. More on that coming next week. Hard to believe we're on top of June.
No. Ron, why is it complicated?
I didn't hear you, Esty. I'm coming.
Don't even answer. Don't even answer. It's hard to believe that the next month is coming.
I say it probably every month.
I have to tell you just a little story. I remember certain things. My best friend. Vegetable dollars. And it was like our secret. It was the most exciting thing I ever did when I was little. It's so good. Go figure.
And my parents went away on vacation. The most exciting thing my brother and I did was butter the toast on both sides. It was
Both sides?
It was the funniest thing we could go to do. Yeah, but yeah, painting with food dye and stuff like that. Yes, Nancy. No, you have to shake it up really well. All right, so the white paint, you have to shake it really hard. The liquid is separating from the solid. Sometimes it just takes the first few squeezes to get the liquid. That's plastic. Well, it is plastic. Sometimes it's one particular color. There are paper tails. Oh, yes. You don't have to wipe on the paper. Oh, wipe on the tails. Paper tails are ready. And somebody got. You can just go ahead and paint, or if you want to be more in control, you can draw first with pencil. Thank you for sharpening over the garbage can. Yes, draw first with pencil. There. You can even trace if you want to do a circular motif. Susie, look, you can do different shaped circles, size circles. We got many here. Trace, trace, bottom, top. This is wet. I'm gonna try leaving. That one's wet. You don't want to use them. That one from the bottom. this way, and this way, we could do the paper plate, trace around the outer. Further at look, you can use pencil sharpeners to different size circle. Show Susie first, and then look, you can trace this one all the way around the bottom. Yeah, this one is also, the blue-green is also in the blue. You have to shake the paint really hard before pouring it out, because they're new paints. The liquid separates from the solid. It's part of the manufacturing process. And you know, then they ship it by plane, probably, and pencil. I'll get in one suit. And if you don't want to use paint, there's plenty of soft pastel, oil pastel. We've got alternatives here. We've got crayon. Well, this is dark. They're both number 2 pencils, but this one has some broader tip, so it comes in dark. Well, yeah, so Essie's doing a mask. You could think about her masks. Or you could do this circular motif. Do the Statue of Liberty, go for it. I can put in the chat. My artist friend is Ozma Shiko. I should have done her. I think I talked about her once I think we looked at her work at the multi-purpose center once. She's from Pakistan. And she also does the statue, or has done Statue of Liberty. She did this one Statue of Liberty that she did in Pakistani wedding dress that is just, I love it so much. It's a really beautiful painting. And she also did the entire New York City subway map in Urdu, which is her native language. Born and raised. Listen, I know in accents. Do you know? I don't know. No, but I knew you had an accent. Actually, a lot of accent makes people from speaking. So you should know them. No. You share with me. Mom's reality. Yeah. Yes. Yes. PBS replay.
You went, like here, the good one released from. It's a magpies. Mark.
Let
Oh, resistance.
Tree logos, so I just.
and just small things. And to visit a call. It's gonna come on back 13 times. So I do have time to work. Not the price I live with the I just came out of an errand. All right, but I'll make it in time to finish this. And no more.
I'm intrigued by this. Waiting.
Sure.
Great anticipation.
Oh, and one more thing. One more thing. If it's possible, while roaming into my house, I did find I did have a lot of pastel colors. I didn't want it to do something, but all the colors I don't have black. Is it okay if I can take one black bill? All right, thank you. I'll get it back to that. Thank you.
I trust.
All right.
Yeah, if the paint is slimy like this, just means you have to shake the bottom. Okay? Yeah, this should not be like this. It just means it's new. The yellow is not good.
Yeah, yellow looks the same, and check, I shook it.
Yeah. You can tell by looking at it that it's not right. This is a sign, 26 people at the multi-center yesterday. Today we have a small group.
26 people in the art class yesterday?
Yeah.
Wow. Are there running bingo ladies? Yeah. Bingo. Who? Oh, multiple. No, those people are not bingo people. I don't know, you might.
Well, one of the artists, the new lady Shirley is in bingo. She stays after
Oh,
bingo,
that's
and
nice.
Sheena, there too, not Shirley, Sheena. Sheena, who sits with Susan. She stays after bingo for the art. It's great. She loves
I see the pictures on the wall at the multi-service center of your,
we gotta
of your students.
change. They've been up for 100 years.
No,
And Tommy keeps saying, oh yeah, we're gonna hang up new art.
you gotta do it.
Who can find Tommy?
I know. He's supposed to be he runs the senior.
Yeah, he's busy. Yesterday he was carrying around a lot of. Other able people. Shake it real day. Feel the vibes. A lot of people.
Everybody busy, so that's-
That's been covered.
Glad to see you. We looked at a Filipino artist, and she did, at the end of her life, she did a lot of these abstract things with circles. So you could copy. We have paint. It's a new paint, you have to shake the bottle really hard.
Folks at home, you have ideas? You're going in a good direction, I hope?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Margot, there was a woman, a new student at the multi-center yesterday who wanted to fix her necklace. I wish you'd been there. She wanted me to knot it for her, but I didn't feel like I knew enough.
Was it beads?
Well, actually, it was a rosary, wasn't a necklace. Yeah, so it was beaded.
Hmm.
She said she's going to come back next week. Name is Sonia.
Okay. This is
Oh, Yale appointed a female president, a cultural historian. That's cool.
So some people who are doing circles are choosing to get circular objects like this and tracing. If you want. You don't have. Susie, I would do the larger, I would do the little tiny. I would do the big shapes. Lots in white. Mix the white. White. So suggesting with this painting, I would do your larger shapes first before doing the tiny things like dots, the teeny tiny dots. I would fill in the big shapes first. Those are the things for shading. In fact, we can put them away. We don't need them today. Our work is fairly flat. You don't need the stumps. So looking at Ms. Abad's work, I'm sure she filled in the whole circle first and then came back to do the teeny tiny dots on top. Does that make sense?
Sounds good. What was the medium?
Good question. I'm guessing probably acrylics. I mean, she lived during a period of time where acrylics were readily available. She might have used oils. I don't know. And then this piece might be entirely fabric. I don't know. She did a lot of mixed media stuff, Dina. She like collage. Yeah, don't be afraid to mix colors today. Yeah, it means something to you. I don't know what. Maybe a little bit of definition on the outer edge, not a lot. I always wonder what decisions the artist makes when she's choosing her colors. Why does she use a certain color next to a certain color? Particularly when an artist uses so many colors. What is the motivating?
Maybe the reason motivation or just
I don't know. See, I'm more of a sculptor, so when I paint, I like to limit the colors that I use. I think that's maybe one of the reasons why I'm so inspired by the Australian Aboriginal art, because their colors are so few. It helps me a lot when I work on the two-dimensional surface, because I don't have to make that many color choices. I do love color though, so it's sometimes I miss that choosing, that process of choosing. Are we in color heaven, folks at home? Color paradise, Robin, I bet you love this project.
Hi, Liz, Robin here. I don't have a lot of time today, so I just did a collage from Peruvian Connection catalog, which has all kinds of designs.
Yeah,
And it ending up, it's not as mute, it's more muted than the artist you're showing, but she certainly is inspiring me. And when I have more time, I have to leave early. So I wanted to get something on paper.
oh, show what you're doing.
This, um,
Beautiful.
it's interesting how it turned out. I just
Yeah,
ripped up a whole lot of designs and then put them together. So it's always fun to do collage.
one of the nicest catalogs out there too.
Absolutely. I save them so when we have a class, I can.
Very good idea. Yes, catalogs are great for collage.
Thanks, Liz.
All right. Well, enjoy what you can, and then I hope you have a terrific day. And if you had anyone here ever get to go to Peru, they have some of the most beautiful woven fabric. Peruvian connection. Very expensive.
So it's special? What is it?
It's clothing.
It's what?
Clothing, women's
Clothing?
clothing. Yes.
The connection is Peru?
Yeah. I mean, not all of it, but most of it is handmade, hand woven clothing, hand dyed, hand woven. You can find it. They have an online store. Well, everything: sweaters, slacks, skirts, jackets, coats. No, but in Washington Heights, the Dominican, didn't realize there. We don't. And now we had a rally. Loving this people. And hopefully it's such a challenge, a wonderful thing to do. What is that? I can't hear. Just think of her shapes, not that's what she.
I know.
That's true.
That's what I'm trying to do. Figure it out. No more.
Shirley, it's always. You are the detail.
You're the best. What you said.
See, I can give you all the same directions. And you all come up with something that reflects your own personal style. It is for me the personal joy. Actually, we learned a lot about color by mixing. You never learn until you try. Yeah, the black too is kind of
You have to stir it really good with the brush. It's supposed to be green. This one. It is a kind of very dark blue green, maybe. It's very close to black. I mean, you could try mixing it with white. See what happens. Mix it with white. So both of you, you might want to fill it in with solid color and then do the dots. Do you understand?
Do the color after.
Yes, color first and then the dots on top might be easier for you, but I'll just say. You decide. The next one is color. Or you're doing an underwater one. Yeah, I love it. Love it. I love it. Love it. Keep going. I like the texture and the color tomorrow. Yeah, this is cool. Dick. Is your aunt coming here to meet you or do you have to?
In my apartment.
Oh,
Yeah, but I also have some other errand, and she has kind of like a crunch time. Let's say that after coming to see me, she needs to babysit someone, and she's also a little bit under pressure because tomorrow she's gonna travel to Ecuador. So I have to be there to
Got it.
to comply with her schedule.
Okay, Stephanie, you put your image up. Is this the piece you worked on today? And Daniel, I like the verticality of this one. Sorry, I
Yes.
meant,
Okay, I'm almost done.
yeah, I
you
love-
look, if you look closely, it looks like a little up profile.
aha, I see it. On my right.
Yeah.
I love it. She would like that too because she was very figurative in her early work of Vod. I can't see if you did anything with the background because while I'm sharing, I don't think I can enlarge this.
No, it's just on white. It's pastels.
That's pastel. I'm wondering if doing something with that, all that white space might do something to really make the profile stand out, but maybe you want it not to stand out. So
Well,
some-
if you actually saw the original, I think it stands out more
Okay.
than on the screen.
okay. It's a beautiful color.
Thank you.
You have time to start a second one.
Oh, I have physical therapy.
I'm sorry, Stephanie.
Have physical therapy.
Oh, okay.
You know, I had pneumonia and COVID, so I'm starting to get back to myself. But it
Wonderful.
was really a long
I
haul.
didn't know you had both. So, gosh,
Yeah,
go and feel better, please.
thank you. See you next week. Thanks, Liz.
Yes. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks.
this is a very good idea to do it. Here.
Done. Unless,
I love it. It's a hippo.
Yep.
Very nice.
I don't know why, but I had a tip on my head, so I wanted to do it.
Thank you for sharing, Daniel. Everybody look, he has to leave early. Hold it up again.
Thank you very much. I can make a second one, but some circumstances.
Okay, see you next week. I hope.
Sure, no problem.
Say hi to your aunt. This, we met her, right?
No, I meant his mother.
I think
Oh, we met
next
both
week,
your aunt and your mother.
and my grandmother, because next week, if she makes it, she's gonna be hungry.
Wow,
Wow.
Madrid. Wow,
Wow.
congratulations.
Are
You have a party?
in Ecuador, they're gonna celebrate.
I
Wow.
hope they send you pictures,
Sure.
FaceTime, video.
Yeah,
everything.
we're gonna, I did send her a card, just a card that I even made some adjustment myself. Thank you very much, everyone.
All right, enjoy the rest of your day, Tim. Yeah, we met this aunt is years ago. She came and did a dog making session. I think you were there in that room. I'm pretty sure you were there. This aunt came with all the beautiful dolls with the china heads in the little room years ago. We were doing a doll making series.
We'll talk about
I'm glad you're alive now.
Yeah, not for too long. Because it's June
Well,
already.
thanks, Laura.
It's almost June.
June, it's supposed to have a low.
What's that from? Oklahoma?
Think so. One of the Oscar. Roger and Hammerstein. Musicals. That's too smooth, so I know you're gonna find it out.
Oh, too small.
Yeah.
Wow. What does it mean?
Don't know, the rest of it is so textured.
Hmm.
That feels too smooth and flat.
The paper?
The blue one.
Oh, the blue.
I thought that's what you were
Yeah,
asking
yeah, yeah.
about. but
No,
you're
I don't
working
get
on
it. No.
I don't know, wait till it's finished, I'll come back. Maybe it should be smooth, but it's so different from the rest. At the moment, it's not feeling like it belongs. You know, just extraordinary patience, sure. You are very careful. It's completely opposite to me.
Vive la différence.
But,
Vive la différence.
ah oui, bien sûr. J'aime la différence. Le monde sans la différence était
Aburrido in Spanish. I don't know.
pas amusant. The world without difference is not amusing, would not be amusing.
Or it would be boring. It
Sans
would be boring.
la différence n'était pas amusant. The world without difference would be not fun, not amusing.
Boring.
Yes, but I don't know how to say boring, so I said
That's why I don't
it
either.
would not be fun.
I can say it in Spanish, but not.
I don't know the word for boring. I could look it up. We need Heather. Oh, and you're doing mixed media, terrific, Lisa. I love your color scheme. This is fabulous. Don't forget behind and around the circles. You don't have to leave the paper white. Look at what Ms. Abad did. There ain't no white showing. You see? All around the circles is filled in. She didn't just paint the circles, she did around the circles. Use every inch of your paper. Think of it as an opportunity for more color. I think we have an all-female audience at the moment. So may I read a poem about women? No objection?
Sure.
It's called To Be a Woman. I learned to be a woman by how the world raised me. Be silent, it said. So I spoke. Be weak, it whispered. So I grew. Sit down, it said. So I stood. What it means to be a woman is to be told to be nothing and become everything. Author unknown.
Where do you find that website?
I'm looking at Facebook. I'm being naughty. Forgive me. I just decided to check my Facebook on the way around the room. And look what I found. It'll change something interesting. Wonderful. See, red with the green family colors. Perfect. The red and the pink with the green, so pretty.
Alexa, volume 7.
Oh, Alice, what? What,
Oh.
Alice?
I was just going to show you. Um,
Okay, it's tiny at the moment because I'm sharing the screen with the Abad
Right.
paint.
right.
I like it,
I
but
can send it to you.
send it to me and we will share later on in the class and then I can enlarge you, okay?
Yeah, it's basically a black and white in color.
Awesome. Well, how are things where you are?
Oh, pretty good, but I do have to leave early. I always have so many things scheduled. It interferes with my pleasurable time like this.
So sorry.
But anyway,
Life can be not fun sometimes, but we're glad you're here for as
Yeah.
long as you can be here.
so I'll see you next week in person.
Okay, yes, please do send me a JPEG then.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Alice. And Mika. Mika is with us today. Everyone's saying hi, Mika. Oh, Mika's waving. Oh, you can't, can you see her, everyone here? Here's Mika over on the right. Her little tiny head. There, she's made it better so we can see her.
Okay.
Mika, what time is it? Like midnight? Oh, I can't see. It's too small. She's laughing. All right, never mind. Don't interrupt your artwork, Mika. It's cool. Or put in the chat. Put in the chat. Where is my chat? You're lucky I have one pair here today that I brought to open the paint jars. Did it for you, Esther? It's off of you. It's off. Oh yeah, like that. Solid color, then do that. Oh,
yellow dots on the outside. Right. Now, see, the pastel won't work on top of the wet. Very nice colors. It's 0:22 now. What does that mean? Does that, it's 22 minutes after midnight?
Yes.
Yes. Wow, Mika, you are up late.
It's young.
Yeah, and it's so dark in that room. I bet the husband is asleep, but she's working in the dark space. Everyone else good? Dina, Margot, Courtney, Susan, you're all good? Gosh, we still have a good amount of time. Oh my gosh, look, this is a garden in Hoboken. Look at this.
That's what
Yeah. She used to come to this place. It's right next to the church.
The
Yeah,
church.
right next to the.
Yeah, the name. Oh, and nation, yes.
Oh,
Who was there? Was there an open?
Oh. They didn't get to a party at night. Oh, it never been.
Kind of.
Oh, come on now, you have to paint. Sorry. You did great. Look how good you did. Good, that's what I want you to do. Okay, now stop talking about it and start painting. This is very impressive. You're ready to start painting or working shading. I taught you, I can show you right now again. And you want me to show you again how to do shading? Yes? Oh, sure. May I use this paper? This is a palette. Give me another piece of paper. So for example, look at around the eyes. You see how it's darker? And around the nose. So here's the brow, nose, nostril. Not being very accurate, I'm just doing it fast. Eye. This side. Shady. I like these decided lights. I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know. So with some shadow. Shadow inside of the pencil. Yeah, so it's dark here. You put a little dark in the Let's do it. Follow the curve of the shape of the object that you do. So a little bit darker in here, so we can go and make a bit more. I can't see it. I can't see it. You see the way I keep looking back at the picture all the time. Good. You will start seeing it. You need to practice looking. Care about them. Care about you. You come to play. Well, thank you, but see what I'm doing? You can do this. So please, sorry. Use the. Spread the graphite pencil around. That's what makes it look grand. Like we're smearing butter on your toast. So all the eyes and nose, everything is shadow, not straight. That's a line. Yeah, exactly, because we're bone. We're bone. This is all bone. Right. I don't know why that is answering my question, but I accept it. Because it's hard bone, and when the light hits it, it casts a shadow. Just like when the light hits the hard plastic, it casts a shadow. Right. But the tinted skin, not the bone. But the skin is covering the bone. Right. Hard bone is what casts the shadow. Try. Stop thinking about it. Just look. Let's look. Oh, the Sarah's knee. Actually, it could be either or. I think the Sarah's knee at Storm King may be a permanent. Yeah. Wonderful. Keep going. It's so exciting, guys. And what is Shirley, you can also, you don't have to, just finding this out.
Yeah?
Yes, color solid. That's an option too. Yeah, color in the background. Use a bigger brush. Do it with a bigger brush. Go right up to the edge of the circle. Right up to the edge here. Okay? I like this gray color. I love this, and I like these red. Do more of those on top. They're good. I like those red marks. Nice. Show your style. You're having fun mixing colors, right? The tropical and the circle and the mask, you're mixing them all together, why not? Mix and match. Oh, Mika. Thank you, Mika. Arigato. Can't wait to go visit you in Japan. Let's do a field trip. Yeah, it was so hard for me just to get to Rochester, which is how many miles away is that?
I don't have to drive to go.
Touch everywhere. So you see on the left hand side, it's a little bit dark. Shadow on this side. And here it's a little bit dark. So the sun must be coming from this side because in this upper corner it's quite dark. And the inside of that eye. So don't be afraid to go even darker. Not a lot, but just a little bit dark. So
That would be reactive, but.
you might best have.
But I just want to shift. Sometimes it's very.
Not because she,
It's not that
it's
fast
an
as she
event,
is.
it's a cultural event, she
Yeah,
may be
you know,
fine.
honestly, I think there's a way now. But to be like, to issue. But
Absolutely.
you know, what I mean?
I
As a
think
lear-
she's right.
as a learning opportunity, but not being reactive. As you know.
It's
But you know, it's also how whether or not you choose to say things.
So then it kind of becomes kind of. Ever again?
No, she didn't.
No, she didn't go to France.
She had stuff to do. It's not regular people. From time to time.
Yes, it's beautiful. Now, you don't want to leave it all alone though. Maybe over here you could do another one like this.
Oh.
Where are you going to? It's not going to go with that. I would disagree, but you are a grown up. I'm not going to force you to stay. I like these couple of black lines. Maybe you need a few more of those. Like I like how it goes boom, boom. Maybe you need one more here.
What did she say?
She washed the brush already. Too bad. I washed the brush
Thank
already.
you, brushes.
Will it kill you to wash another brush?
You can take my brushes, exactly. Alright.
Susie, did you ever have a boss? A boss in charge of you?
Wash,
A boss.
a boss.
Supervisor.
She acts like she's independent. How does it wash my hand? I'm waiting for you.
You know that she dances? You're a dancer? Susie, you like to dance?
She likes to go. I'm gonna find her a group she could join,
I love to dance.
right? I told her I'm gonna find her.
Oh, I like 60s soul music. So there's a guy named Felix Hernandez.
You do ballroom dancing.
No, that's not my thing.
I do a ballroom.
Oh, you did tell me that once, yes.
When the place to dance, the second and the washing. You gotta pay
Understand?
$30 each station.
$30 a session.
Each station.
How long is it?
How long is the station? About 30 minutes. 30 minutes a
session
station.
for $30?
Yeah.
Seems a lot of money.
Yeah.
You what?
Too much. Too much money, yeah.
Teach us to dance. How about that? You can teach us to dance.
Yeah, you could teach a dance class here at the library.
In Alaska, the senior center has a bigger ballroom. Every Friday, they have a band, black band, and where people can come into the ballroom dance. But here, yeah, here we don't have.
Linda, I mean Laura,
Yeah, no, I
You
don't
know,
know
some
anywhere
ideas.
here with free bar.
programs.
Program, ballroom dance.
Ballroom
Susie is a ballroom dance.
She could be the teacher.
Yeah.
Could you teach ballroom dancing?
I could, but that's not a habit. You gotta, no, you gotta count it for them. See, the ballroom, you gotta count a step. They got 2 step, 3 step, 4 step, 6 step. Now tango is 7 step.
You don't have to be that complicated. We're simple.
You want, you want. Yeah, you wanna count the step.
Tango is very difficult.
I do it. There you go. There you go.
Seniors?
We had a tango teacher when we had a gallery at the Monroe Center.
Already? I can do this.
She
7
was
step tango.
Magnificent. Well, and Susie, that means you're quite an athlete. Ballroom dancing is an athletic sport.
Yeah.
It's not just dancing, it's very athletic.
I make a trip to Argentina and learn the 7-step tango.
Wow.
Yeah, I will get a demonstrator.
Yeah, okay, you demonstrate here now. It's Malanga? How do you call it?
No, she needs a partner.
How do you call it? Malanga?
Malanga.
Malanga, no? So
You know Malanga?
Malanga, that's easy. That's cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
I don't think they did. If you're a partner, Liz is the partner.
Malanga? Okay.
Yeah,
Tell me music on.
okay.
I can pick
Turn
up.
the music on.
Which one?
Tell me what.
What song?
What song?
I don't know. Malanga is more Latin dancing. Not a ballroom.
Got it? Oh, it's not ballroom dancing.
Need a partner.
Okay, but tango, okay.
You don't need a partner.
You don't need a.
Sorry, folks at home, Susie is telling us about her ballroom dancing skills.
Yeah.
We're trying to get her to teach a class at the library. Wouldn't that be cool?
Very cool.
Did you ever compete, Susie?
But I demonstrated on the cruise. Oh, yeah, the ship cruise, and I demonstrated on Argentina.
You demonstrated the tango in Argentina? Whoa, you must be very good.
Oh, this is too fast.
Look, Laura is dancing very nicely.
Yeah, you close. I can, or I can. Oh, you got it.
Oh, is this a video of you, Susie? Oh, here she goes. Yay.
That's it. Chicken back. 6 step. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. You got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3.
Wow, Susie, you have great rhythm. I want to see your feet though. Can you get in the middle?
Thank you, we can hear. No, we want to see your feet.
Dance.
And Estes have a dance. We're all dancing. Oh, folks at home, I wish you were here. We're all dancing now.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very comfortable. I got it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's all in the next.
Already. Folks, and it's time to let's share, everybody. Who wants to share?
Folks at home, it's your turn to share first. Courtney, you're first in my queue.
I think stop sharing so we can hear.
I have to stop share of the Abad painting. Oh my gosh, we're really dancing up a storm here. I don't know if I can make them stop.
Wow. She didn't I.
I can't put them on camera though. Oh my gosh, Susie, it's incredible. Bravo. Woohoo.
Hi, Mika.
Susie, do you wear, when you do tango, a long tight skirt? You are awesome. You wear high heels too and everything? All right, well, we're in art class now and Courtney's gonna share. On from the tango.
Can't move.
Courtney, yeah, hold it up for everyone to see. Eileen, we're looking at the art now. Wow. Wow. What moved you to do this beautiful drawing of an eye?
I wanted to keep practicing just drawing because, yeah, I want to get better at that. And I figured I could make that colorful.
Beautiful.
Um,
Hold it up one more time.
Wow. Oh, that's a great idea. Just focus on.
Fantastic. Look at that. Eileen, how many times have I told you to just do one part of the face and draw it over and over again? I love you. All right. Very cool. I want you, if this is a really something you want to focus on, look at the shape of the white of the eye in your next drawing. This one's fantastic. The white of the eye has a particular shape too. I want you to start focusing on that as well, Courtney. Very beautiful. All right. Thank you for sharing, Courtney. Excellent drawing. And Margot's next. Oh, look. Wow. Realism is reigning at home today. I just think this is just beautiful. Well
We
done,
can't see.
Margot.
I can't see it. I can't see it at all.
I don't know why. It's a beautiful painting of an owl. We can see it here. Folks at home, is it Susan is the only one who can't see it, or is it everyone?
it's not highlighted or anything.
I
Well,
can't.
it's a pencil drawing and I've only partly.
Yeah, it's not finished. There's
Now
a
we can see
pencil-
it. Oh,
okay, good.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Pencil
you.
drawing of an owl that Margot has partially started painting in. Beautifully rendered.
Thank you.
Send me a JPEG when it's done. Thank you for sharing, Margot. Mika is next. Mika, what have you got? Oh my gosh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
She must be a night owl.
Oh, gorgeous, Mika.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you made it 3D, Mika.
It went away.
You did too.
Wow.
Oh, I love the birds.
Oh, it's a paper cutout.
Wow.
Well done. Skillfully cut out. Wow. Oh,
Gorgeous.
Nice.
leaf.
Collage. Yeah, I got you. Leaves, not birds.
Oh, look at this.
Woo, it's an overlay.
Is it watercolor underneath?
Wow.
You're on mute. You're
Oh, it's
muted.
acrylic or watercolor? Acrylic.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like the artist we did last week. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful job. Thank you for sharing, Mika. Send me JPEGs. Margot, we did. Susan's next.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
You captured it.
Not
Yeah, this-
finished.
This is
I
your
will-
thing, Susan. Beautiful.
I
Keep
will paint
going.
the.
What?
I'm not finished either.
We can see
I'm going to paint the background and then have something connecting everything like the artist.
Oh, like the stringy thing she had.
Yeah.
All right, beautiful color.
I'm using markers. I love using markers.
Why not? They're a perfectly wonderful tool to use. Keep going on that. Can't wait to see the finish. And Dina, you're next. So look at this adorable.
Mine is still in progress, so I'm gonna.
Aw.
I'll give you a
Okay.
preview. It's not
Okay.
brilliant. I'll give you a
Maybe
preview.
next week you'll share.
I will.
So glad you're here with us. And folks here, anybody want to share? Susie. Anyone else? Rantika, you want to share? We want to see it, Eileen. Maybe you'll be next. Watch the wires here, everyone, please. I don't want any accident. Not finished, but look at this beauty. Isn't that great?
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Wow.
Gorgeous.
I like the variety in this piece. Some of the circles are filled in and then the dots are put. Some of them are small, some of them are large. This is beautiful. Do you have any paints at home that you could finish this with?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Bring back next week finished. Eileen is next.
I want to ask everybody if they know. Do you see if you can guess who this is? See if you can guess who this is.
It's Eileen.
Yeah, you gotta hold it up.
Is it pencil? Bring it closer.
I'm always very slow.
That's okay, me too.
Can
So
you see anything that recognize who that's going to be?
bring it forward. You can barely see the eyes.
Very important. The head, the top, Liz. The top is very important.
Oh, okay.
What are those things at the top?
Liberty.
Yes.
You did a fantastic drawing today.
Hey.
Practicing her shading skills, which she's learning to master very well.
Hey.
The eyes. Well done, Eileen.
Statue,
You're
the
gonna
face
share
of the
your
Statue of
beautiful-
Liberty. Okay.
Yeah, I do like to do. I did like the Statue of Liberty art.
Look at this fabulous painting.
Wow.
Those fabulous colors. Look at those.
Wow.
Great.
That's beautiful.
This way.
Whose is that? Who did that?
Liz, who did that?
Come here.
Oh, it's me. I'm Yunzi.
Yunzi.
Not paying attention to it.
You don't get to come very often. We're so happy when you get to come, Yunzi. Shirley, you sharing? Come on, Shirley.
Come on, Shirley.
Come on, Shirley.
Come on, Shirley.
Margot is saying, we want Shirley. We want Shirley. She's not finished, and that's okay. Here is our queen of detail.
Oh, it's
Love the
beautiful.
colors.
Very nice.
Great.
Great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Green.
Gorgeous.
Look at all the tiny dots and outline.
Beautiful.
Well done. Wish I had your patience and skill for fine detail. SD. And tomorrow, are you going to share? I know you're not finished. You can go after SD.
Neither was I.
Hey, in-house folks, shush, shush, shush.
Uh-oh, it's shush time.
Shush.
Okay, so Esty did two pieces. This is the first. She started this one yesterday. We looked at the artist Susan Z, who is a Chinese-American artist who uses a lot of torn paper and things like feathers.
That's gorgeous. I love it.
Added to it today, it's shedding off. It's in my hair now. And then this was mask. Isn't this great?
Wow. That is
Fabulous.
Shedding.
that is
Shedding.
awesome.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Shedding or
Wow.
shed. You're going to show at the shed. It's so great. Okay, Tamara. Come on up. Susie's not sharing her art, but she shared her tango skills, which were amazing.
Something I can do.
You do both so well. So Tamara is so interesting. She has combined all of Ms. Abad's themes.
I did this mixture.
The circle,
Oh,
and the tropical image.
beautiful.
The mask.
Fabulous.
Well,
you.
not
There,
finished,
really.
obviously, but beautiful color mixing,
Beautiful.
texture effects.
Nice.
Right, my friends, what a great class. I mean, such an extraordinary artist. I'm going to seek out her work from now on. I'm going to look for her everywhere. Pasita Abad. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. May the beautiful weather hold. And I look forward to seeing all of you next week. Art on.
Thank you, Liz.
Joy and joy and joy. Thank
Bye,
you.
Liz.
It has been a pleasure.